Hey, Tony Gadsden here. They're popping in. Y'all gotta forgive me. Headed to get me an old haircut, so excuse me. Now, just wanted to pop in and film me a video while I'm driving instead of just listening to my spa music. You know, it's one of the things that I realize is that every single day we have to choose joy every day. And you got to put a song on your heart every day, because you never know what life is going to hand you. You never know what you're going to be faced with. My son broke his wrist, and that came out of nowhere. And now he has to have surgery. First they said he won't need surgery, but after the swelling went down, they say the bones moved, so now he got to have surgery, be put under, get a screw put in, and then got to be recasted. And so he was planning to play in a tournament in Atlanta in January, but now he can't play. And so life lesson for him, and life lesson for me, because I'm gonna have to pay for it, however that work out. But you got to be able to put a song on your heart. And right before I got the news, I had just done some Christmas shopping for my wife. So I had just spent some money, and then get the text that been have to spend some more money. And after that, you got to go in corporate prayer. You got to go in corporate prayer. You got to, Lord Jesus, what in the world? And it's this constant state of, wanting and longing and looking and searching when you are living this life. When we live in this life, it's so much comparison. It's so much competition that to find contentment, my daddy quoted the scripture to me, I think last night, with godliness with contentment is good gain, or something like that. And that's important. That is an important thing for our lives, because life always pulling and tugging on us. And what I'm saying to the Lord is, Lord, help me to be content with the work you have given me and with the life you have given me. And I'm sharing that with you because I think that's a prayer that you should pray too, if and when you find those times where you're not feeling content. Whether it's in your single life, whether it's in your relationship, on your job, your finances. A lot of times we can forget how blessed we are. And we can look around and compare our blessings and not really realize just how blessed we are. And to realize how many people would give anything to trade places with us. If you got the data to watch this video, you in the top 1% of the world. Might not be in the top 1% of America, but you're in the top 1% of the world. If you got the data and the time and the mind to be watching this video, you're extremely blessed. Extremely blessed. And I sit and I'm like, Lord, I'm blessed. Lord, I'm blessed. So why do we want and long for different, or for more, or for something else? And it's a lot of times it's because we're not operating from a place of gratitude and contentment. And that has to be a conscious effort. We have to wake up and be intentional about being grateful. I read something a man wrote about gratitude, and it was saying that gratitude is not a human, it's not an innate human trait. Gratitude has to be deliberate. A person has to be raised and taught how to be grateful, because as humans we're not innately grateful. And so whether that be true or not, and I feel like it's true, because and you'll learn it's true when you ever done something for somebody. Like, I have a suite at the stadium, and I take people all the time to the suite. Out of everybody I've taken to the suite, it's only 2 people that have sent like a thank you after, like a thank you card or little gift or whatever. Only 2 people, maybe 3. And that's because gratitude is not like a real expression of gratitude. Like, we say thank you. Now see, this ridiculous. This man in a work truck, driving like a maniac in a big old truck. I'm going 85, and he just flew past me like I'm standing still. Well, that's a problem with the world today. Only 2 or 3 people out of the 100 plus that I've taken, and that's a sign right there. And that's why I try to be very intentional about showing gratitude, about sending an extra thank you, not just the standard thank you, but an extra thank you to say, hey, thank you. You know, hey, thank you extrally for what you did. I try to send an extra thank you. Oh Lord, I got this thing. What I got this thing set on? Oh my goodness, somebody done messed my seat up. I know I ain't set this thing on that now. What in the world? My goodness, who in the world been in my car? I'm thinking I'm finna get to my right setting. I'm thinking I'm finna do something. My goodness. Y'all gotta forgive me. And this is what we gotta realize. So the same way that we should be intentional about being grateful for things that people do for us, and this the thing, a lot of times we don't process it. We don't process it, but sometimes you got to go out your way. And so all the time, like with my wife, like I could say she's a wife, she's a mother. So I could say, hey, I could take and say, hey, she doing what she's supposed to do. When she cleaning up the house or doing laundry, doing for the kids, I could say, hey, she doing what she's supposed to do. That's what a wife and a mother does. And I could just take it like that. And guess what? I know human nature, a lot of people do that. But instead, what I do is I go out my way and I'll be extra. And I get her gifts, you know, to say thank you. Send her to get a massage. Send her to, you know, get away, time away. Get her some concert tickets just to say thank you. One of the Blessed Tribe members sent my wife $500 the other day. Sent her $500. And that's God's favor. And that was a blessing. My wife ain't know how to act when she got the $500 from one of my clients. And I'm praying God richly bless her for doing that. Because that client is in my year of coaching program, which is $7,500. Then taking every course, be on every class, support everything, and then send my wife $500 for the holidays. You can't put that into words. But it's because of how I talk about my wife and how I speak on her. Because if I made her look like the worst person in the world and like I ain't got no help and support, nobody would think to be a blessing to her. So even that, just keeping her name clean and in good standing is a blessing. One lady said, Tony, it sounds like you be complaining to us about your wife. No, I be sharing with you love and relationships so you could get a lesson about what's real from a healthy relationship, because a lot of people paint a picture that's not real. A lot of people don't share nothing about the behind the scenes. I ain't never complaining. I'm always expressing and sharing. But see, it's from where your spirit at and what you looking for, and how determine how you hear it. And that's what we have to understand. So when I share these things, I'm sharing with you real life, because one thing I know is I'm in a different place than you in, and you may come to this place. So if you're single, I'm in a different place than you in. If you building your business and it don't have legs to stand, I'm in a different place than you in. If you're not a parent, I'm in a different place than you in. And that's why I share what I share. And somebody sent me a $10 cash out this morning. And God bless you for that. Thank you for that. But when you look at that, you know, that's gratitude. And you'll see that sometimes. And I never asked for nothing like that. And that's why I do courses, because it's my way of being able to give back. And at the same time, while I'm giving, I'm being blessed. It's blessing me. It helped me take care of my family. But if I'm not intentional about gratitude, I will end up counting my problems more than I count my blessings. And that's what I want to be. That's what I want you to be mindful of, because as humans, we do that so often and we don't even process it, that we're doing more complaining and wanting and lusting and longing instead of saying thank you. Saying thank you for the things that we have and the blessings that we have received. And I also want you, as we're going into a new year, to turn over that new leaf to where you go above and beyond in your gratitude. Go to the store and buy that box of thank you cards that come with 25 or 50 thank you cards, and just got the little card that say thank you, and the inside is empty, so that every time somebody do something nice for you, you go home and you write in that card, and you go and you take that to work or church or wherever, and you get that to them. And it's just gonna floor them. It's gonna knock them off their feet. And I do that. And sometimes people don't know how to receive thanks. They don't know how to receive gratitude because they may not give it. They may not give it and then realize, like, whoa, wow, this is something. So it's like this right here. And a lot of times when we know people, we don't think about it. It's kind of like, if I take somebody to my suite, they seat that they sitting in costed me $1,000. The seat they sitting in cost me $1,000 or more, $1,000 or $1,500. The seat they sitting in, and that's cash money. So if you do something for somebody, you don't do it for something in return. You do it from the kindness of your heart. So it ain't about the giver, but it's about the receiver. So where should our heart as a receiver be? Our heart as a receiver should be processing everything that's being done for us. And then we should be thinking, how can I go out of my way to go that extra mile to say thank you? And some people don't like thank yous. And it could be because they don't like giving thank yous. But I always go above and beyond thank you, because I know I like a thank you. And sometimes when I get the thank you, I don't really necessarily want it or need it on that level, but I still appreciate it. And then when I don't get the thank you, I be like, man, it don't make me stop giving, but more so it make me almost feel bad for the person that received and didn't think to be grateful in a way that really shows gratitude. that take a little extra. And so them cars 25 cents, $1, $2. And some people, that step on some people's toes because they receive, and they don't think about that. I just realized too, like with the doctor, if you go to the doctor, they could run it through emergency, run it through ER. And they got a program that even for people who don't have insurance, a lot of that bill could get knocked off. And that happened for us. We had a bill that was $5,000, and they gave us some kind of discount that's set in by the country, and it made the bill $400 and some change. It's a true story. And at that moment, I had to say, you know what? We do in fact live in a good country. That as a minority, as a black person, minority don't mean inferiority, inferior. Somebody like, stop saying minority. Minority mean a smaller number. Myself as a minority received that benefit because the country charged people taxes. And so I say that to say, I can find a million things to gripe about the country, but then when I really look at it, and I look at what other people got to go through in their country, and the punishments that's levied, I got to be able to find gratitude in where the Lord raised me up at. Because I could have been somewhere else with a whole lot less and in a worse off position. And people fighting and clamoring to get to where I'm at in this here country. People risking their life, people losing their life trying to get to where I'm at. But yet, we'll find so much to complain about instead of finding what we could be grateful about. And gratitude is not always, gratitude ain't fun. Because a lot of times people, we assume that, we think that being grateful mean that we trying to say there are no problems or there's nothing that needs to be changed. And that's not true. It's just being grateful for the crows before you get the exotic birds. And that's what we got to realize and understand. So that's the lesson that hit me today. Just being grateful. And I'm finna do another video right now, because what time I got to get it? Oh, I got some time. Finna do another video right now. Look out for it. And it's gonna be called Don't Buy Nothing. Right now, don't buy nothing. And I'm gonna re-explain this, or what I was talking about. Don't buy nothing. Hey, God bless you. And buy nothing that you got to finance. Don't finance nothing. Hey, God bless you. I'll be back.